Hello, so this is my audience. Hey man, check them out. Thanks, guys. Okay, so they're gonna be listening to me talk about the topic I've been talking about for the past 4 weeks, which is parenting and how each child reacts differently to parenting. So, in the past few weeks, I've talked about how each child is unique and each child will react differently to parenting, and how negligent parents and naive parents will treat children differently, their children differently from maybe their oldest child or their youngest child. And that's just one thing that is a conflict and could be questionable, or they may notice how they treat their children and they can be okay with treating one better than the other. So, in the class, in further research, I have seen how no child is unique and each child is different from their older sibling or younger sibling. And I've used the example of my brother using an excuse that my parents treat him differently from myself and my older brother. And I think that that's just an excuse, and I don't think that is something that my parents do, but they, well, they do, I guess you can say they do treat him differently, but it's because he is not doing well in school or he's into drugs or something like that, so they have to react differently to that kind of thing rather than me making a bad grade on a test and them reacting to that differently than them reacting to him doing drugs. And I think that's just another thing that is possible for a child to call their parents on and stuff like that. So, overall, in this class, I've learned that eye contact is one thing that is very important and every speaker should have and be really good at. And that's one thing that I've had to work on, and I think I've gotten better in the 8-week course. And another thing is hand motions, which I've been working on, but I have to think about really. It's not something that's involuntary, and I think that I could do better and practice more on hand motions. And another thing is keeping the audience interested, which you'd have to first pick a topic that would interest your audience, which my audience is my age and they understand how parenting is, their parents are different from my parents, and that they may think that their parents treat them differently and they have different opinions on parents and stuff. So I think this topic is appropriate for my audience. And another thing is keeping your audience engaged and maybe ask them questions about the topic at the end, or maybe give them tips, and have an outline of your speech. Like I started off with by introducing my audience, and then I talked about the topic that I've been talking about for the past weeks, and now I'm talking about everything that I've pretty much learned in this 8-week course. And I've learned a lot of new things. I took speech 3 years ago in high school, and I didn't really learn much because it was a high school class, and of course the teacher didn't care very much. It was just like an elective that I had to take. But I've learned a lot in this class, and I've learned that body language and appearance, and these are all important things that an audience sees and gets attracted to and will maybe want to talk more, will want the speaker to speak more and elaborate on their speech. And I watch speeches on the website that the professor has provided, and the speeches there, they don't have to be very long. It's just that the speaker is very good at elaborating on quick points, and they get to the point, and they speak and they have comical relief and they have the audience laughing and the audience wants to hear more, they want to hear the next step. And I just think that's a pretty good way to keep it going. Like the speech I watched was very interesting. It was like a chronological order. It was like a how to, and it was a how to speak, like how to communicate with others in this world that we're living in now with all this technology and phones always in our hands. And I really wanted to learn more. I liked the speaker. She kept me engaged. She asked questions and she had some jokes and she had visual aids. And I think the visual aids really helped keep me focused. She had quotes. She had she ended with a personal experience. And I think that's one good thing to have is personal experiences during a speech. But overall, I learned a lot in this 8-week course, and I hope to utilize these things in the future. And since I'm a biology major, surely I'll have to give a report in one of my labs or something, and I'll definitely utilize these things. And I want to thank the professor for giving us this stuff to go off and allowing us to learn new things and see from a different perspective as speaker and the audience. Thank you.